got to Seattle in the middle of September 1957, and I started training at the Seattle Judo Club where we trained.
Requires a real touch, artistic touch if you want to call it that. And you got to have a good teacher that simply opens up and gives the student everything he has. To me, it is an art. It's beautiful because when you're doing this stuff right, to me it looks beautiful, but it's very compact. It doesn't look like a lot. I'm very happy with it. I'm glad to be able to share it with a few people. I like to take on just a few students and train them right. You know, I turn out good students. I can do it pretty well. Right, I think that it's imperceptible, like being able to sense when you can make the right move at the right moment without any thinking, just instinctively. You make, that's what this stuff teaches you to do, really. It trains you to adjust. It was, well, I just tell people it's just a few moves, but actually it's almost like it was one move in different forms. And so I wish you good luck with it. And just plenty of practice. I hope you enjoy it. Kind of moves I train bouncers in, and people who come around to see me that are insecurity and stuff like that. They're mostly control moves. They can be, most of them can be used to really hurt somebody. like them. Thank you. In case someone comes up and grabs you from behind, the first thing you have to do is move right away. You've got to move right away. And the way to do that, what he's doing there is throwing himself forward, and he's really throwing himself forward, and as he throws himself forward, he's the move works so well, because as soon as he grabs you from behind, you throw yourself forward, and then you can spin up, and your arms come out, and you turn, and hitting him with an elbow, butting him with your head, that's just a bonus. It's not something we try for. We don't try for these things. They're things that just happen incidentally. Another thing you can do is an alternative method. But in either case, you have to throw yourself forward. You've got to throw yourself forward. So this time, do it again. Go first crash. So you come down with the arm, and you can take him into an arm lock. And from there, you can either control him with this arm lock, or it can be a straight arm lock, or you can tuck it in here like this, get it in, cinched in good and tight, come up with a cross face. At that point, you have to hear so snugly, that what makes it hurt is not pushing the arm up, but pulling it outward. Okay? If you just crank up a little bit, the guy will start to scream because it puts a tremendous strain on his shoulder. You can tear his shoulder out that way. So even doing it gently, you got to be careful. Practice, but you don't hurt anyone. You got to do it carefully. And that sometimes happens when the guy grabs you and you pull forward and you bridge up. And if you bridge up, the arm's right there, and you can go around and get the arm lock. But you do it quickly, and if it's not there, you know, it's nice. But in every case, you spin so that you go right into the guy. The main thing is when the guy grabs you from behind, you always throw yourself forward and throw yourself up, and then you spin. You see. Now, if you make the mistake of just standing there when the guy grabs you, you make the mistake of not moving right away. Because the guy grabs you from behind, he's probably not going to just hold you. He's probably going to pick you up and snap you down. The point is that the guy, especially if he's a wrestler, he grabs you from behind, he's going to pick you up right away. As soon as he picks you up, you've lost 90% or more of your ability to do anything. That's why I tell all my students all the time, over and over again, if it's at all possible, never let the other guy complete his move. What I try to train my students to do is to move the instant they're being touched, so the other guy can't even complete his move. If he starts a punch, you don't let him complete his punch. If he starts a kick, you don't let him complete the kick. And if he starts a grab, you do not let him complete the grab, because he knows how to grab, and you let him complete it, he's got you. So, if you stand there and wait too long, this is the kind of thing that can happen. Okay. See? That was good. Now, what would happen in reality is, if the guy wanted to hurt you, he picked you up and slammed you down like that. In a fight, on cement or concrete or a bar on the floor, he's going to hurt you, because he threw you in a way that he does hurt you. So, whatever you do, when the guy grabs you, don't stand there. If you feel someone grab you, pull away right away and go down low. Throw your whole body down low and tear away from him. Now, what I have my students do when someone grabs you is to do a grab. Just to throw your body forward, but actually throw it forward like that, and then reach it. Right. What you can do, if you throw forward and you feel it break loose, you can pull away from it. But what I always tell my students is when they come like this, break loose from the ring, we always go into the other guy. Don't get into it. But of course, you just pull away from one. That's your choice. If the guy comes up to grab you, and you feel him grabbing you, as soon as you feel it, you spread your arms. He can't complete the grab, and you can pull right away from him. And always, when somebody grabs you, now do it again. Somebody starts to grab you, you pull your arms. You always turn into it. You can just run away. If you turn into it, all of a sudden, you've got the advantage. It's extremely confusing to everything about it. Grab someone, they think it's a victim. Grab from behind, they've got swings, it's completely disorganized. Completely discombobulated. And so, then you have the advantage. And then we can punch or do anything we want to the guy because we got the advantage. Also, it's better that the instant you feel somebody touching you, you spin into them. The instant you feel them touching you, even if you don't do anything, just spin into them. It throws them way off. Then all of a sudden you reverse the view of the advantage. So whatever you do, if you feel somebody grab you or somebody grab you behind, boom, you're going to move right away. And the best way to move if they actually take the grab is to throw your body forward and go right about it. This technique works very well even for girls. Girls are usually smaller and weaker than men, but even if a big guy grabs a girl from behind and she moves right away, she's got to move instantly. But if she does, she can get away from him and save herself. And this will give you an example. Now. Okay. Thank you, Jerome. That's it. Guy grabs me. Yeah, push, kick, run. That's it. That was very good. In the event that a guy wants to fight with you, and he puts up his hands, and he steps up to you, and you come like this, and you shove his head back, and you just control him that way. And that's a move. It's a move that bounces like a lot, because you can take a guy right out of a place like that, and he can't do much. The way we close so hard this way that sometimes the guy's hand slams back into his face, which is fine. And sometimes will close it down. Come in like this, and pull the guy's arm. And if you don't want to get it, we can go right into the point box. I'll do that in slow motion. Occasionally, we close like this, the guy's arm collapses. We find ourselves grabbing this arm. Pure luck. We're not trying to do it this way. But we can pull on the arm when the joint box is down. And then you can take that arm like this straight. When you have a guy in an arm lock, get me in an arm lock. If the guy has you, you start to get him in a straight arm lock, and if you don't do it real hard, he might bend his arm. If you do it too hard, you might break his arm. So say you're trying to take it easy on him, you're not doing it too hard. If he bends his arm, you crank him right around. As soon as you feel him bend the arm, he tries to get it away, you crank him right around. And then you step across in front of him, do a cross face, really slam it in. And if he's lifting up back here, that's what hurts. It's not bringing the arm up this way that hurts, it's bringing it outward. And if you pry out, see what he's doing there? He's prying outward. Yeah, that really hurts. He's pushing down with his wrist and lifting up with his arm. And it's that prying motion that really hurts. Now, when you get that arm lock, and this arm lock comes up a lot, because when guys stop our punches frequently, they give us an arm lock. So we just take it, but we don't go after it. Anyway, he's standing into a straight arm like that, and he cranks it right around. Now, you have to have it cinched in here in such a way that I can't slide around like this and do something in here. You see? So, you get cinched in there real good. Now I can't do that. In fact, he's got me. I can't move that at all. But I could do it. I would roll and get out. Or I could get out with this one. Okay? And he couldn't hold it that way. So, to prevent that, you instantly slam a cross face on the guy. Now you got it. Now he can't do a damn thing. And you really got him. Now that's an arm lock that comes up frequently. Comes up again and again because the guy gives it to you. So when he gives it to you, you just take, when you do it for real, you really blast in there. And for a second it immobilizes you. So when we slam in like that, we come in like this and pull the arm down right up. And we just jam his head back. All the way down like this. We got a pelvis. And it's also turns into a joint lock on this side. And we got a pelvis on this side. And we can walk right out of this. Now, not only can you hold him like that and walk him around, which is why the bouncers that come to me, I have bouncers that come from out of city, and they'll stay with me for a week or so, and I train them in these control moves, and they like them a lot. It's a good bouncer. Doesn't really want to hurt anyone. He just wants to control the guy. Subdue him or get him out of the place. And the bouncers really like those moves because they're able to walk the guy right out of the place without having to hurt him. They don't have to hurt him. But if you wanted to, you can hold him in that position. You can slam him down. You can just drop him. But you can run his head into the wall. But these moves are most for control. Most of these moves you can always hurt the guy. If you just increase the force a little bit, you'll hurt him. But the main idea in this tape is to show grappling moves where you're able to control the other guy without necessarily having to hurt him. The guy steps in and you come in like this and come around and he stops it. And you can just bring him right around into a joint lock like this. And from here, it could be a straight joint lock. You can take him down in his face like this. Then you can kneel down. Now from this position, I could kneel on his elbow and have this hand free and just go up kneeling on his elbow or kneeling on his shoulder. So it might help us that way. When you do an arm lock, yeah, I'll just, this is sandwich arm. If you are doing an arm lock, it's always best to hold the arm a little bit. Then if you do a bent arm lock, it's always possible, now turn back this way, it's always possible to control the guy like this. And he can't get away from it. If you go, when he tries to pull away, you just keep taking him down like that. Excuse me, Corey. As soon as he tries to pull away, you just kind of guide him like a ship's rudder. bouncers, for any bouncers who are watching this, is that they like the guy to remain standing. There's lots of moves we do where we take the guy down and keep him helpless, but if you're a bouncer, you prefer to have the guy standing. So that's why that arm behind the back and the crossface works so well, because then you can move the guy around, move him out of the places. The important thing is, if you get a standing arm lock on somebody, they can always get away from it if you don't just break his arm. Well, we're assuming you don't want to break his arm. If you want to break the arm, break it as soon as you get over it. But assuming you don't want to break his arm, you just don't have an arm lock, you've got to have it locked on something. And that's why do that arm lock on me. That's why when you tuck it under your arm like that, you get it in tight and you slam that crossface across instantly. And just throw it across real tight and pull his head out. And also, at the same time, and again, if he wants to hurt me, all he has to do is all he has to do is fly out, and it hurts. But you gotta have a standing arm lock, you gotta have it locked. Either that, or you gotta take the guy down. You can't hold a standing arm lock, just stand there and hold the guy without having it locked. It's gotta be locked. It's never stepping in with his hands up. When he does, you come in like this real hard, drive his head back this way, hook around like this, and you got him. And then you can guide him all over the place and just take him right out. Or you can drop him on his head. Now, what you did there, step in like that, you came in so hard that you immobilized his arm, you slam his head back, and you click it here. And I do that one move. And we can't force him to hit, but I generally lock him like this. Then you got the equivalent of 3 hands. And it's very hard to hold this from here. It's almost impossible. In the meantime, you got this. And you don't have to take him all the way back. You can shove him around this way and just tell him, take it easy, fella. And you can move him right into a wall like this and hold him up against the wall. And if you want to, when you're holding him against the wall like this, you can also buckle his leg and hold him this way. And that's in case you want to immobilize the enemy. But I've been told by bouncers that when you do that, most of the time the guy says, okay, and he stops. And these guys are professional bouncers, so I guess they know what they're talking about. But you can also go all the way around his neck and bend him all the way down like that so that he's helpless. That was taking a chance. Because if he's slick, go ahead, do that again. If he's, I wouldn't even grab for it from that position. No, like this. Yeah, if he's slick and you do this, well, here's what I did. Don't do anything. Here's what I did. What I did was to come out like this, knock his arm over, and then pull on it again. And I came up this way, I simply slammed it back and pulled him around like this. Now I don't even need to use my left hand. And as long as I got him this way, I can't do much. Okay? A warning, the guy's slick. You come up on this side, he can, no. I don't just hand it to me, I mean just be like this. If the guy's slick and you come up on this side, he just shifts and punches from that side. So anytime, yeah, don't hand it to me. Just be like a fighter. Anytime he comes up with his hands like this, if you come like this, you're taking a chance on him. Make a counter move. Again, because his hands are up there. His hands are up there. And when you put your hands out like this, even though this will work fine on almost anybody, if the guy's slick, he can pivot, punch him, and you got both hands out like here. So what we do, instead of trying to do it that way, we come in like this, and then if he pivots and punches, he runs right into this. He runs flush into it, and then we just pull him in. If you do this, you're taking a chance but also it'll work on almost anybody. That is a word of warning. Also, if you do it, you come in like this, and what you've done is turn this like, I'll do it slower. I came in like this and turned it a little bit, and then I simply came up like that real hard, full force, wham, like that, and then you get on it this way. He takes it straight in, punching straight in, and you come like this. See what I did there? Do it again. I came like this. What I did, punch again, I deflected, and we come in like this. What we've done is to bypass, deflect the arm, come up like this. If he punched from there, he'd run flush into this. He can't punch from there. And so he's got his hands up, and we come in like this. And if he punched, he's going to run into the arm. And we do the same move. Shove his head back, come in like this. The same move. Just the same. And what I did there was to come in this way. And there he can't outmove me. As soon as I make contact, as soon as I do this, I'm done. So that's what I'm doing. I'm coming straight in like this, driving his head back. Now there's an alternative method. You can knock his head back like that, and then switch hands, and you got him trapped again under here the same way, and you do the same move, and keep him that way. That way is a little safer. So what we do is, if a punch is coming straight into us, we just deflect it, bring a punch, we just deflect it, bring it in, we deflect it, and then we do things with this hand. In a real fight, we're coming in like this, punching. But at any point you can stop and take control of the guy, especially if he's going like this when you get hit. Sometimes when the guy's coming in with his hands up like this, he's going to send you in. You come like this, bring him around. And you have him in a way that if you have him bent back like this and you're down on him, he can't do anything. You can also take him all the way down to the ground and beat him like this. Like this. So real quick, this jump. Really good guy. The guy has his hands up. He steps in. You slam him like he's throwing a rock. Push him out of the shove. And you got him. And you take him all the way to the floor. We're just holding like that. And it works really well. What happened there was, in that particular case, I made that happen. It didn't feel right for it. I've done something else in reality. But frequently, what will happen is you'll close on the guy real hard this way. It's a tremendous shot to do it. And you come around like this, you either hit him or shove his head. And he's quick enough to stop this. But you're moving so good that as you keep moving, you feel him turning, and you snake him right around. Right up the door. If you do that move, and you come in like this, and slam up and he stops it, you can go in. Sometimes you come in on the guy, and you come around to slam against his head, and you pull and you feel him going so easily that you just keep him going and come right around behind him. But when I keep him going like that, I'm already... I want you to see this. The way this is together. Put your hands in. First place, you can do a lot of impact. And coming from back here, the guys are moving into you and you're moving into him, but you're coming in with a lot of impact. And from here, I let them do that. See the particular way this worked out. I just come this way. Because I'm already there. Because what happened was, when I hit him with so much impact, his hand flew out, and I wound up. I'll turn so they can see it. I wound up like this, right on him. So all I had to do was keep him going. Do you see? This stuff's hard to explain because what you're doing hands up. When you crack in like that, and you come around real hard this way, and he stops it, right from there, what I'm doing is I'm continuing to move, and I just pull him around this way hard, and I mean, I've got a hell of a lot of thrust on here, and I'm coming right up here. And from there, where did it go? Or I could have done it like this, and just taken it this way, and walked him out someplace, or I could have simply brought it like this, and then again, if I brought it like this, the joint box is real sudden, but it's smooth, and it can either be a bend or a lock this way, but you gotta go firmly, the guy will lose on you. If you do it too firmly, your record's on. So you gotta make a decision, you gotta just go for it and hope that you don't hurt him too much unless you want to, and that's your choice. But what I'm doing, when I pull in his arm, when I get up here, and I'm pulling on the arm, I really throw him, bring him around like that. So he's spinning this way. And I can feel him go that way. I just take it the way it's already going. What happens sometimes is the guy moves in the punch, go in like a fighter, you got a punch. Go ahead. They do that again and do it very fast. They move in like this and keep the pressure on, just keep shoving. And if it looks like he's been on resist too much, you just break the leg down and come up here and hold him helpless. So the guy puts his hands up and you come in like this on him and you're moving this way, and if he does manage to stop, you buckle his leg and have him down like this, and he's helpless this way. And if you really do it, stand on him like this with your leg on, like you got to twist it free. It's not just pretending to stand on his leg. You're actually standing there and put the weight on. Trust me, you're holding up here. He can't do much. Also, up the 10 I'm standing on his leg. Also, sometimes I'll cinch it up like this, and it gives me a tighter cinch. The guy can't do anything. Just stand on his leg and hold him this way. And be sure when you do it to,
Get a roll of toilet paper for him when you're done.
yeah, yeah, right. When you have the guy this way, you're pushing, kind of pushing upward, not pushing on, so that it's very hard. This is being pushed all down. When you buckle his leg, make sure that, well, you went down that way. But turn this way. If you buckle his leg and he goes down, make sure that you just arm flies up to here, not down. Because otherwise, it's going to fall back and hit you in the face. Also, this is a good similar way to cinch your butt. And you can come in like this and get it real good, and you're standing on here. When you do this, always drop your butt so you're resting on him. Because if he goes down real quick and you're standing straight up, you're liable to go right over him. So cinch it up real tight, drop your rear, and lean on him. Pressing against here, holding on here. One of the reasons this particular group works is because what we're doing is coming straight in. So it doesn't make any difference if you hit the arm, if you hit the face, if you get on this side, it doesn't make any difference, because what I'm doing is I'm coming straight into the guy. And if he wasn't there, this is what would happen. I've got a lot of thrust in there, and I've got my backup hand here and my other hand here. Everything we do is backed up, so that the reason that works, and it doesn't matter whether I hit his face or his arm, the reason that works is because what I'm doing is coming in like this. And everything that we do, we're coming in like this. That's, no matter where the guy goes, that's the way we're moving him. And that's the reason it works so well. Because then we're going right straight down the middle. And it doesn't make any difference if your hands are going like this. It doesn't make any difference if you come down on this side of his arm. Looks like this, and hit his arm because of the takeover. Or in this way. And if he's this way, and we come in like this, we'll hit him. If he's like this, we may hit the arm, and we can take over. We may slam his arm back into his face and do it because we're actually coming in for the ball. A lot of times we slam the guy's head back into his own face. So what we're doing is coming straight in like this. And the reason it works is because we're coming in like that. And everything we do is like that. We're in like this all the time. And no matter where the guy goes, we're moving like that all the time. No matter where he is. And we're just moving like this all the time. Keeping our hands right here. Although in a fight we don't have a stance. Our stance in a fight is like this. And if the guy attacks, we're coming straight in. And everything we do works as a unit. So one second we're like this, the next second we're like that. And it all works as a unit. But the closest we come to a stance is that we might be talking to him like this, trying to reason with him, and then we can move from there. We're just talking to the guy, just like this, and then we can move straight in. So everything we do is based on that one way of moving, like this all the time, no matter where he is or on the ball. Locked onto the guy, we stay dead center on him all the time. No matter where he goes, we're on him. And we stick and stick all the time. And there's always that forward pressure. If the guy's got his hands up and you come moving into him, this is slam hard, drive his head back like that. This will work on almost anybody who's ever wrestling. But if the guy's a wrestler, then you're not doing it right. If you're not a wrestler too, with the wrestling and grappling background, the guy might be able to counter move. If you have the guy like that, and you don't have this right, and he turns into you, just shoot him away, punch him. You got a guy like this, you don't know if you shove his head, and he shifts around and comes in like that. You better shove him away and keep punching him, because if you don't, he can get you. As soon as he goes like this, you know he's a wrestler. As soon as he did that, now he can't get you because you're punching him. And he ain't going to be able to grab you for those punches. And shove him away, punch him. Shove him away and punch him. You got to be able to tell this guy's getting away from you. And you can tell when you don't have any grip beside him. He's not moving. You can tell. Just shove him away and start punching him. Don't try to grab him. Let's see some of these grappling moves. We'll work against the wrestler. That's one. And if you're doing it right, it might work against the wrestler, it might not. But it will work against almost anybody you meet. And if you've got a grappling background, you can make it work against the wrestler. And if he is starting to get away from you, and you got a grappling background, you can match it because you got a grappling background too. So that doesn't matter who's doing it better. And also, you got a background in wrestling, you can do all the chokes and both wrestling. Don't do something like you have to get. Don't screw around with the guy. When you're doing any kind of grappling move on him, if you feel him start to get away from you, just shove him right away. And then you can punch him. But whatever you do, push him away and punch. Push him away and punch. Whatever you do, don't try to grapple a grappler if you're not a good grappler yourself. And that's a word of caution. Now, if I get into a fight with him and I don't know him, and he comes charging in low on me, and I see him now, instead of hitting his head and busting my hands, do that again. As soon as he comes in low like that, I'll shove him. So he can't get to me. As soon as he comes in, I'll shove him, and I'll just shove him away and punch him. And I'll shove him away and punch him. Shove him away and punch him. Also, he might come in low like that, and I might come in this way and shove him. That's an option. If he's coming in fast, he might zing right by me. If I do that right and you're coming in, he's coming in fast, and I do something like that, that'll work. What I did was I hit like this, If this missed, this would hit. Whatever you do, you get him off you and duck down once like that. When he's like that, shove him away and hit. And when he comes back in, shove him away and hit. And that's what to do if a guy comes in low. One more note when it comes to somebody coming in low like that, especially if they're coming in fast. What I train my students to do and what I do myself. And I don't know about the people out there watching this tape, but there's a little practice you can learn to do this. Is that I simply small. And once you do that, you can control it. But he can't be all the way in. If he's all the way in, you're a gun. All the way in. Hey, now I'm a gunner. Right there, I'm through. So, the point is, if you waited a little too long and he gets in a little too deep on you, we do something like this. Now you come charging in. Yeah. We come down and sprawl on him. Now right at this point, he can't do a thing. Say, one of my students gets in the fight. He waits a little bit too long. The guy gets in too long. He can bounce from there. He just sprawls on him. Now I've got a lot of weight on him. Can you do anything, Chris? Okay, I've got a lot of weight on him. And right here, the way I happen to have him, the way I happen to have him, at that point, the way I happen to have him, going over this way, choking, or I can take him right down into his face, which I'm not going to do because it would hurt him. So, can you adjust this? So, if the guy comes in low on you like that, gets in too far, you can pound like this. Now I've got all my weight driving into him. And from here I can choke him or drive him into the ground of his face. Anything. But you gotta have a lot of thrust. And that's the only way to cope with someone who's in a little too far. Because if he can get a little further, and I'm going all the way. Now, I come in like this. Now he's got me. He's got me. Not a thing I can do. And I'm going down. Now when I had you like that, could you move?
No.
Okay, fine. I just wanted to know that. Okay, that's all for the grappling stuff. And I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been enjoyable for you. And stuff like that is all fairly simple. And if you really practice it, you may be able to get some very good use from it because these moves really work extremely well. They work very well. And so, I wish you good luck with it. And just plenty of practice. And I hope you enjoy it. Thank you and good luck.
Hi, this is Steve Smith. I'm the president of CSI. I decided to enclose a bonus here. This is a bull session that occurred during a break during the filming. It's completely impromptu, and I asked the cameraman to put it on tape. It wasn't close. There were many valuable things that came out of the discussion. And the intent of here, there are many valuable lessons.
Right. If I met one of these people that wanted something intricate, elaborate, and beautiful, and they wanted to become one with the universe, like that, and they asked me what our art was like, I would tell them it's punch, push, pull, shove, That's it. That's our art. It's not an art. It just wipes out an opponent as fast as possible, right away. But to me, it is an art. It's beautiful because when you're doing this stuff right, to me it looks beautiful, but it's very compact. It doesn't look like a lot. And people what this stuff teaches you to do, really. It trains you to adjust. It trains you to adjust to whatever you meet and counter move it right away without any thought at all. And it bypasses your thinking areas. It's just an automatic thing. And where the art comes in is in little, very imperceptible adjustments we make. Just putting the right pressure in the right spot at the right moment, the right kind of leverage, the right kind of weight, and moving in the right way at the right time. And that's something you have to learn. You can't see it on the tape, and you can't even see it in person sitting there watching. A lot of it you can't tell. You can feel it. When someone's doing it to you, you can feel it. And that's where the real art comes in. It's just stuff that's imperceptible. You can't see. And so that's actually this stuff is so simple that it surprises me that somebody else hasn't come up with the same thing. It's almost, this stuff is so simple, it's almost like it was, well, I just told people it's just a few moves, but actually it's almost like it was one move in different forms, you know, different ways of doing the same general thing, slightly different circumstances. But it is simple and it doesn't look like a lot, you know. It's beautiful though. I think it's beautiful. I still get excited about it. I've been doing it for a while, and when I start thinking about how well this stuff really works, I start getting excited about it. Right, that's right. It works beautifully. Right. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. It's something I'm very happy with, and I'm glad to be able to share it with a few people. I like to take on just a few students and train them right, you know. I turn out good students. They can do it pretty well. Right, I think they can. Well, you got to have two things. You got to have a willing student. He's got to have desire. And you got to have a good teacher that simply opens up and gives the student everything he has, you know. And some people have a gift for teaching, some people don't. Some people try to teach and they don't know how to explain things. They don't know how to show them right. But even a guy like that, if the student's willing and the teacher is trying hard, eventually the student's going to learn anything. But it takes both. It takes a very willing student, and it takes a good, conscientious teacher. And then you're going to get a good student. You're going to get a guy who learns right, you know. I've been having trouble with my shoulder lately. You know, it's been hurting. It's like you lay on it long. Well, it's been like this for a month. So I don't know what.
I've been on that for 20 years.
Oh, shit. But I didn't have any trouble making those moves, you know, making that move where I throw the arm back and clamp it. Yeah, that's a real good move, that clamp, you know, just clamping like that. That's one of those things that I said just came to me. I never practiced it. No one ever taught it to me. But when you do something long enough, after a while, certain things about it fall, and they just come together by themselves, you know. And that's a particular move that I just, somehow instinctively, I just started doing. I didn't even realize I was doing it. And then I began, people pointed it out to me. But I clamp in a way that people can't get away from it. And I got two hands to it, and I clamp the guy's arm like this, you know. And I'm not holding it, you know, and I'm not twisting my arm around, I just clamp it. And somehow I've developed the ability to do that in a way that even a big, strong guy like Chris or Teddy or you know, someone that's powerful, if I clamp on them like that, as strong as they are, they can pull like hell, and they can move my body around if they weigh 220 and I weigh 160, you know, but they can't get their hands free right away. If you work at it